right, let's look at some of the pre-flight virtual scoping out that we do, online before a flight. I mean, obviously we use the SkyVector and your ArcGIS maps to figure out airspace and everything. But it's also important to kind of figure out the very local nature of your flight area, right? So kind of get down even closer and look at the satellite images. And there are 3 tools that do that best, all of which are Google products. So we'll start with Google Earth Pro, which is what we have here. So we have our flight area. We can zoom back. This is eastern Massachusetts, southeastern Massachusetts. We can kind of see what we have here. And if I wanted to just type in airport, I'm going to get all the airports in the area. We should see that on our airspace maps, but Google will help us do that as well. So we can leave that up, and then if I zoom into the site, I could type in a search and figure it out. But oftentimes you'll just know what it is and you can find it. But let's say I'm going to fly here, and I can see that there are no airports anywhere near where I'm flying. I should know that already, but just as a way to double check. So we can also that's Google Earth Pro, and you can turn on a lot of other information, and it certainly will get you there. Quite a useful tool. You could even layer in GIS files if you wanted to, but a lot of different things we can do. But what I kind of like about the best thing about Google Earth Pro is my ability to measure things. So I can use the ruler tool here, and let's say I wanted to kind of figure out what half mile is from where I may be flying. I can click and find out kind of really roughly and quickly if I wanted to fly like this wooded area, like where's a kind of a half mile, where's my line of sight going to disappear. Now if I've got big trees here like I do, I'm going to have to worry about that and factor that in, but that's what Google Earth will help you do as well, kind of figure out the lay of the land, right? So I can see I've got a field here, that's my flight area. I've got some tall trees here, I've got long shadows, so I know that those are pretty tall trees. I've got a road here with power lines, again the shadows, so I've got power lines over here. I've got traffic that I can't fly over here. I at least need to be aware of the possibility of traffic there. And you can just kind of get zoom in and see the actual site and get a sense for it and figure out your surroundings and how that is going to play out when you actually go there. It really gives you a good sense of what's going to be there. So that's nice. That's a nice thing about Google Earth Pro. If I hit this button here, this will take me right to Google Maps, the same area. So it zooms me in. If I go to click on the map button, the layers button here, and I zoom in enough, I can start to see parcel boundaries. I wouldn't really put too much stock into them. I don't know how accurate they are, but if you have to think about your takeoff and landing spot and who owns the property to make sure you have permission or it's public land, and kind of be aware of what's going on, right? Who owns what. So we've got lots of houses, lots of small parcels. So this is residential areas, and if we can switch back, we can kind of see that, get a sense of the neighborhoods that are around, and things like that. So that's what I like about Google Maps. I can switch into the map layer, and I don't know if this is available everywhere. I don't think it is, but it seems to be in kind of more populated places. You'll get those parcel lines that you can use to help you, and you can click on things and get images, and even go into the street view. I click on the little guy, drag him in, and that helps a lot as well. So I can see, all right, I've got this field, I've got some tall trees over here, and and that will inform me, right? I've got some power lines here. I can say, okay, these are some pretty serious power lines, a double road. I've got maybe pedestrians here. Anyone that drives on the road is probably going to see me. things to think about, right? But with the Street View, with the measuring tool, you can really figure out some good stuff. You can also use the web-based version of Google Earth, which is a little bit slicker. You can also use the measuring tool there if you want to. I think this is kind of where Google Earth is going to, but gives you a lot of the same functionality. You can, use your Pegman and drag them down onto that and get a sense of things as well. So, get right into the map and be able to look around and see what you got. So if I want to get out of that, click Pegman again. And even this even has in some areas the 3D view as well, right? So now I can start to see tree heights. Again, wouldn't be, relying too much on this, but I certainly can see that there's a lot of trees around and houses, and gives me a much better sense of the landscape that I'm going to be dealing with. So, 3 Google tools that are very important in sort of that last check on a flight area. If you don't really know it, what's around, what roads are around, what power lines are around, are there trees around, what's neighborhoods, the airports we should already know as safe licensed pilots. But there's lots of good information in here to help us map out our flight and make a safe flight plan so we can do it right.